Why do I care about being original on the internet? Because I have been fake for a very long time, and it was tiring. It gave me bad burnout, and it doesn't mean that I was faking it, but I think it's not doesn't mean that I was lying, but it does mean that I was pretending to be somebody I'm not. If you would look at my older videos, my voice was always so much louder. I was always trying to be this really bold, confident person that maybe I might be at some times, but most of the times I'm a very Pisces person because I'm a Pisces sun. Okay, I'm a Virgo rising. I have a gentler voice. I am quite shy and quite quiet. But when I was in front of the camera, I always felt that I need to be very loud and very confident. And as they say, right, you can only sustain pretending for only this much time because the truth catches up over the time. And it's not even about what happens outside, what anybody says. It is about how you start feeling, like every time I would switch off the camera, I would just feel like no, I don't have to pretend. i can be I can be sad, or I can be underconfident, or I can be slow. I can be who I am. But when you start appearing in front of the camera so much and you start sharing with the world so much, it's like it's your full-time job, because it was. There's only so much time. And post that, I experienced a severe burnout. And while the burnout had a lot of reasons, the setback had a lot of reasons. One of the main reasons was because I was pretending to be somebody I was not. I had a certain idea about what success looks like, what being on in front of the camera looks like. I watched a lot of YouTubers, I watched a lot of people on the internet, and I thought, okay, this is the way to be, the only way to be. And I really try to evaluate that. I also have an open identity, open G center in human design, which just means that I do not have a fixed way of identifying, and I tend to absorb identities very quickly. Now, the thing is that the healthiest way to do that would be to keep mutating, but it's like, I think when I adapted one identity, I kind of like stuck onto it for way too long. Anyway, even if you're not familiar with human design, the point is that if you are not original on the internet, if you are not being who you are on the internet, the cost is really, really high. And in fact, I would say it's not just on the internet, okay? It's actually in all your relationships, because it eventually catches up, right? In your real life as well, when you're trying to be somebody you're not, there's only so much time you can keep on smiling till your jaw hurts. Real story. And I just realized over the last couple of years that I don't want to do that. So yeah, we're not talking about being original for the sake of originality, for the sake of being righteous. It's not a self-righteous virtue that I'm teaching. I'm just saying, do what comes easy and natural to you. Be who you really are, because the cost is like really, really high. Okay, it's not just the toll that it takes on you mentally, but it's also energetically, and it's mostly also physically, that a lot of us don't give credit to. Those headaches, those nervous system breakdowns, those chronic disorders that we all have right these days, a lot of us, right? The constant jaw pain that I had, it all kind of came down from having my body being in that fawning mode for too long. And this is just a request and an appeal to anybody who is being out there on the internet to start embracing who you really are, because we want to create from a place of desire and creation rather than pressure. And I do understand that there are real life pressures, but at least let that there not be a pressure to be somebody who you are not.